Oh, that's not good. All right. Still trying to set up the camera a little bit, everyone. It looks like we only have a couple people on anyway, so just give me a chance to just set up just a bit, and then we can get going. Thanks for joining. Super sad to say we're not doing a third-party reviewer roundtable as we usually do at TFcon. It's been one of those traditions, at least as far as I remember, in the last 4 years that I've done it. I really enjoyed it, but we weren't able to do it. We were just super busy, and there just wasn't enough time to get it organized ahead of time. And there were a lot of last minute reveals and so forth. So we're gonna go ahead and get started in just a minute. Um, like I said, with most of my previews, these are almost all samples. Okay, so these are not final or even remotely close in a lot of cases to being ready for prime time. So anything you see in these reviews today are really going to be is really going to be just a preview. I'm not going to do a lot of transformations. I'm not going to do any transformations. A lot of these are super fragile, prototype or test shots. But I wanted to give you guys a chance to look at them just to get you a little bit more excited than just the slideshow that we saw at the third-party panel. Um, quick caveat: it's going to be not any of the exclusives because I think a lot of people are probably already doing reviews of in the room. Start off with the elephant in the room, and it's this guy. Oh my gosh, this guy's not even that. Yeah, Klinkle, you're on. I see you. So this is, I think this is the one that surprised most folks. That came kind of out of nowhere. Even I wasn't aware of this or expecting this, even though it was coming out of Mastermind Creations. And again, this is kind of a drooping neck, but this is an earlier test shot. But this is the MMC Mastermind Creations reformatted Skylinks, and I don't even remember what his name is, but he came out of nowhere, and he is awesome. He's actually quite big. He's not supposed to be masterpiece in scale. He's part of the reformatted line, but he is really big. I don't have. Uh, here's a here's a iced tea bottle. Magna Inventa. Thank you, Hans. If you guys know Astrobots, um, you can see how big this is. This is kind of like a Voyager figure. I don't have anything else, unfortunately, that I can really provide for as scale. But believe me, he's quite big. He does have a ton of articulation in the neck, as you can see, base and each link can go up and down, but also rotate side to side. He has articulation in the neck up here, which is this a ball joint? No, it's a double swivel. You can see his mouth, and he has a blaster in there. But it looks really good. It looks very much like a G1 Skylynx in most aspects. But I think they wanted to keep it in the reformatted line just because it's not exactly to scale and probably not exactly accurate to the Sumbo design. He does have wings that rotate. Different aspects of it will slide and move like that. It does ratchet up and down. Let's see back here. His tail also has linkages. For each link, it goes a swivel up and down as well as a rotation there. And you can see just how much it can curl around. It can curl all the way under his body, all the way up. Oh, maybe you can't see it because I'm out of frame. It can go all the way up and out of, on top of his back. His tail fin actually has, what do you call it, like rudders or fins, which is kind of nice. And then the tip also goes like that. So a lot of articulation in the neck and tail, as you can see already. Let's see. So his links portion, he has ratcheted joints there and going out laterally. Bicep, or I guess thigh swivel, double jointed, whatever knees you want to call it. He also has die-cast feet. So he does have die-cast, which is kind of interesting because MMC doesn't usually have die-cast. I don't remember the last figure that had die-cast. Maybe I want to see their Overlord, maybe? I'm not sure. Wheels that roll. His toes actually flare out as well as move separately from each other there, as well as his heel, which is also die-cast. So most of the foot, he has ankle and ankle tilts. He has an extension, which is really for transformation, but again, you have it. He does have a lot more going on, but I can't really show it all to you in this mode. Obviously, you can separate into shuttle and courier mode. This can open up. He has, can I show it off? He actually has an articulated arm gripper thing that comes out, and a little bit of articulation with the claw. So you got that going on. These close up. But yeah, it transforms all into the shuttle, or the bird mode, I guess, the quote unquote bird mode with the bird legs, chicken legs. And then the Lynx can obviously transform into the Lynx or the carrier mode. So I'm not going to be able to show all that off right now. Maybe they'll give me permission to do that a little bit later if they let me take this sample. And this is the early test shot home. Would you consider that? I don't know. I mean, Skylynx is pretty huge. If you look at, a couple of scenes that he's in, I think up to here would be like MP10 or Optimus size or something like that. So it's definitely not in the MP scale, but I think in terms of design, it easily could fit in the MP shelf. Release date, the Lynx portion is actually, surprisingly, they said it's almost ready to go. So it should be coming out very, very shortly. I don't know about the upper portion. This portion, it might not be coming out until later this year, but this portion is apparently almost done. It already has packaging. Yeah, to show you how close it is to being done, it actually has finished molded plastic packaging. So it's going to come in two parts. So this is the Lynx portion, and then the, I don't know, shuttle portion is going to be released later. I don't know about if they'll do a 2-pack later down the line, but it's going to be at least initially released separately. Oh, I should mention, he comes with 2 heads, one gold painted one and one chromed one. They both feature LEDs in the eyes. And if you open the blaster, you can see his mouth. You can see a blaster and then a switch. That's how you activate it. And it's just on a ball joint, so you can swap out whichever one you want. The chromey one that you see here, or the gold painted one that is currently residing inside. All right, so I think that's it for the one that I think everybody was pretty surprised about. Continuing on with the reformatted line, here is Roller. I can't bring Nickel. Nickel is like really early test shot, so she was just kind of like floppy all over the place and really small, and had a lot of small pieces that were falling off all over the place. Like her tools, she has individual tools that actually hang on her body with a kind of like a hook mechanism. So those are really fragile and everything like that. So we didn't have a chance. I didn't have a chance to look at that, but there were photos of both modes. So here is Roller. This is obviously a remold or retool of the Tarn/Thunderclash version. And you can see he has a Optimus style blaster, which actually has a new mechanism where you can clip it onto the front here in alt mode. Pretty heavily remolded. And unlike Thunderclash, even though he has portions here, he actually doesn't have any parts forming going on. And I actually haven't transformed him, so I don't really know exactly how it works, but it looks like it's just on a set of double hinges like this. And we're just going to experiment because I haven't done this before. Hans, you're getting ahead of me. I do have Azalea, but I will get to her once I kind of get through some of this other stuff. This portion is actually new that folds in. This rotation is new. So the transformation is actually quite different. From what I understand, I think you're supposed to kind of go like this. Yeah, see, they even have a little bit of indentation here for this portion to go up like that. This goes up. The feet come undone from up here as before. Separate the 2 legs. And this one I can transform just because I know this mold already. And because this one's basically done. It's like fourth release of... I hope she says, yeah, everyone knows that if they watch my review that I really am not a fan of Rouge, and particularly the transformation. I haven't had a chance to fully transform Azalea. It does look complex still, so I'm a little bit worried about that, to be honest. But if it's anything less frustrating than Rouge, I'll be happy about that. All right, this goes up. This portion tilts back. Remember to use the ab crunch to get the roller head out, and that way we can see what the head looks like for roller. And I was really surprised. I was manning the Toy Dojo booth that was actually in charge of a lot of the displays at TFcon Toronto, and a lot of people were big fans of roller. And this is actually the one of 2 rollers that were revealed at TFcon. One was from Fans Project, I believe, and their Warbot line, which came out of nowhere because Fans Project actually came in pretty heavy this year. They were pretty silent for a while, but they came out with an update to the Warbot line with their roller, as well as announcements that they're going to continue the Function X line. They had the exclusive Severo, version of, what was it, Severo Core, which I actually did pick up. So this is what Roller looks like with his weapon, with his blaster. You can see he does obviously share a lot of the same stuff that we got for the rest of the mold mates. And I think this is supposed to go like this. Yeah, something like that. But again, I don't have the instructions. I'm just guessing here. But you can do with this kind of whatever you want. I guess you can kind of lift it up like this or whatever. But you get the idea. Here's the view of the head sculpt, just so you can see it. Sorry about the glare. I'm in my hotel room. But overall, I think he looks really good. And again, a chance to get... where's Apeface? Yeah, they showed it. The updated renders. I'm sure it's coming, they said, but I don't have... They didn't have a version of it out for me to be able to take a look at. Next, Hans was talking about it. Here is Azalea. This is her alt mode. Sadly, I don't have another one that I can easily transform into robot mode. She is going to come with 2 blasters, I'm told, which you can store in her alt mode. But this is what she looks like there. And I think the alt mode looks quite nice. It is smaller than I think than Rouge. I don't think that's correctly transformed. And it's a lot cleaner. No visible head syndrome. Yeah, and I think it cleans up a lot better overall. Yeah, sadly, again, I don't have another version. Maybe I'll do another live stream later and transform these guys into their alternate modes or robot modes, depending on which one I have them in right now. But this is just to kind of give you a preview of what this looks like. In addition to the fist hand she comes with, she comes with 2 others. She has a blaster hand and a open palm hand. She also comes with 3 faces. So she has the regular stoic face. She has the visor face. She has the slightly opened, which kind of reminds me of the Joker face. I don't know why. This kind of reminds me of Joker Jester. No, this is supposed to be G1. This is from the Ocular Max line. So it's supposed to be G1. And then again, like with Fans Toys, I don't know why, but we have an O face. I don't get it. I'm never going to use it, but we have it. So I think that's it in terms of what you get with her. I'll go ahead and move on. Let's see, what else will we get to? How about next one we'll do is Hellion. And I actually haven't had a chance to mess with this one much either, but this is Ocular Max's Cliff Jumper. You can see it's a small kind of penny racer, like super deformed Porsche-ish, like it was in the original. Very small. I'm not sure even how, I guess these just like clip on. Yeah, they just peg in here. So let me just take these out. These are included as part of the accessory pack that Hellion comes with. If you remember, like maybe the 1 episode or maybe 2 episodes that he used this, but he does have it. What other accessories does he come with? Comes with a little baggie full of accessories. Let me see if I can open this up really quick. So I know he comes with a bazooka, which every jumper should. He comes with the alternate bumper? I don't know what this is about. It looks the same to me. He comes with the bazooka with the handle, as well as the, I guess, kickstand or bipod or whatever you want to call it. He comes with a handgun, or looks like almost like Prowl's gun. And another one. I think this attaches to his hand. Maybe. Or maybe attaches to one of the guns. I don't even know. I don't have the exclusive Hellion, the black one, so this is my first time seeing this as well. It looks like there's 2 additional faces. There's a yelling face on the right side here. And then I don't even, hold on one second. I don't even know what this face is. I don't have good lighting, but it looks like it might be a straight face. I have absolutely no idea what this is. Oh, maybe this works in tandem with this? No. Yeah, I have no idea what this is. So if you're a Hellion fan and already have the black one or seen reviews of that, that way you can understand. If I recall, there should be some sort of shield bottom to the car that can put the gums on. I don't know. This is the only kind of shield thingy I have. Okay. He does have the ability to open the door. And if you can see inside, he actually has seats, molded seats, as well as a gear shift, which is die-cast. I would transform him, but I actually haven't transformed him enough to know how to do it. I guess strike 15T. He looks overall pretty good. He's well painted. I think most of the alt mode is painted, if not all of it. He has rubber tires, rolls around, very clean. You do see the back of his head here, but otherwise, a pretty clean cliff jumper. And I'll probably do the instruction manual for this one because it's close to release. I think it's coming out at the end of the month or something like that. So let's move this out of the way and continue on. And I'm sorry if I'm missing some of your questions. I just don't have the ability to see all the questions, first of all. And the ones I see are only the ones I see when I'm looking at the screen. All right, so here's one I'm super excited about, and I actually have been have had the chance to transform this guy, and it's really intuitive and really clever. The way they do it. The only problem I have with this guy is his robot mode is because it's so big. He's tall. I think he's easily at least MP10, if not taller in size. I think a lot of companies are realizing that it's really hard to do MP scale combiners without having really tall, at least core bots. So I'm worried about that. But I will say his combined mode, his alt mode, and his combined mode and his alt mode are really nice. And the robot mode is the only one that I'm kind of not in love with. The transformation is pretty intuitive. I was able to transform to both modes and back very easily. What is that? Oh, very easily. All 3 modes easily without instructions or directions from anyone, which is really impressive. His gun is very G1-ish, as you can tell. You can pull this out. I don't know if it's for this mode or not, but you can pull this out. It hinges here, or you can tuck it back in. Is it on ball joints? Oh, you can. I didn't even know you could do that. I don't know why you would do that. What is this for? It looks like you should be able to rotate this, but I don't want to break it. Anyway, he has options here. This is also on like a hinge. You can rotate it around and shoot backwards and so forth. I think it looks very G1 in terms of the toy. Very long, and he can carry a helicopter, although the landing gear on the helicopter really doesn't work with this. But you can see it fits on. A little preview of what we'll talk about in a bit. I kind of want to show off the transformation for this, and I think I got the okay to do so. but I haven't done it more than once, so I'm a little nervous about it. And there are some loose parts of it. So let's just hold that off until maybe another live stream in a week or so, once I'm back in the States. But you can see very clean on the bottom. You probably can't even tell what makes up what, but essentially this is the upper and lower body. This is the upper body, this is the lower body. And if you guys didn't realize or haven't heard, is that the interesting thing about this is that all the combiner parts are contained within the separate robot pieces. So this guy houses not only Onslaught's robot and alt mode, but it also contains all the parts for the chest piece, the crotch plate, as well as the helmet. And it's kind of like Warbotron, except a little bit better in that it uses Onslaught's head as the base, and then it has a helmet, the Bruticus helmet that goes over top of the entire head to have the combined head sculpt. So it's actually really well done, and it's really, really intuitive. And some of the design is really ingenious. So good job, Ocular Max designer. I think it's a AK again. Have you seen how the feet are incorporated into Bolt and alt mode yet? No, I have not. Only this guy and Vortex were shown. I have seen, obviously, how the hands work. He does have rubber wheels. Diecast? I got to remember if there's diecast in this figure. There are a lot of ratchets. You can see the ratchets here. And for the hips, you can see how the ratcheting works here. And as you would expect, the combined mode works very much the same way as like a lot of other combiners, where the hips, the legs of Onslaught become the hips. All right, so let's move on really quickly. Again, I'm going to try to speed through this. I should actually be helping break down. Oh, sorry. And he does have a gun. I don't think it works anywhere in alt mode, but I could be wrong. But just like in the original toy, and I think even in the cartoon, this this Onslaught gun becomes the Bruticus gun with this handle. I don't know what this is. What is this? It looks like it should open. All right, I don't want to break it. So anyway, we'll have a deeper look at this down the line. So don't worry, you'll get a much better look at his other modes. Here is Vortex, or Ocular Max's Vortex. I don't remember what his name is either. He has a couple of accessories. These are the ones I know of that they had on display. He has a couple of guns. This one actually can work in his alt mode. Flip this down and you peg it in here like that. This one's loose still, but you get the idea. Oh, it's loose because I didn't. There we go. Still a little bit loose, but this is, again, a test shot. Height of combined mode, I don't know. I think they've revealed that previously, but it's going to be super big. I'm guessing it's probably going to be something around Toy World Debbie size, I would imagine. The alt mode looks really nice on this one. It looks very accurate. It has what looks like translucent plastic, and it's actually rounded. It actually bulges out, and I think that's accurate to the actual alt mode. It's actually obviously missing some paint decos on the front here on the glass. This transformation had me stumped for quite a while, but it's actually really, really clever. He does have landing gear here and back here, which I believe is accurate to the actual alt mode. Retro Now, thanks for supporting Toy Dojo. Yeah, the transformation, they did have a quick video at the third-party panel that shows how everything works. But yeah, it's very quick. What else did I want to show about this? Oh, the blades. So some of the cool things about the blades are that they actually compress for the different modes, so you don't have these big chopper blades. And they also can kind of friction close. It looks like they have tabs here too, but they currently don't tab into place. I think they might do that for the final design though. This one. Sorry, somebody said something real quick. Yeah, I don't know. Sorry. Moving pieces here. These all fold up. It's actually really kind of cool how they do the transformation. And overall, it's very clean. It even has like the radar. I think it's the radar piece here that's accurate to the alt mode. These pieces are still loose, so they need to work on the tolerances there. All right, so done with that one. Oh, the last one I have right now for the review, and again, sorry I had to make this very very short, is X-transbots skid. I guess Savant is what he goes by. And I just got this the other day. I mean, it's not even mine. It's Toy Dojo's, just for display here. And I don't know all the details. And I don't even know if it's fully transformed correctly because this part keeps hanging down. And I'm guessing that's more of my fault than the figure's fault. Because I'm guessing it tabs in somehow. But it has a really nice alt mode. The paint is really, really nice. It has metallic flake in it. Tinted windshield and windows and so forth. Everything cleans up pretty nicely. I don't know if this is right. It does have enough clearance, so it might be right. The trunk opens. Come on. It's on like a double hinge. And he does have his little scooter in here, if I can get it out, as well as a couple of weapons. His blaster, which can only is oddly molded. You can see it's offset. It only works in his right hand. This one can work in either hand. Yeah, I think Savant is pretty early. Is almost finalized sample because it feels like it's ready to go. The weird looking motorcycle thing, the scooter. It does have a kickstand. And it also has this piece that comes up, but it's impossible for me to like get to. There's no opening really. There's like these small openings here, but even with my kind of girly fingernails, I can't get enough leverage to get it out usually. Son of a gun. And I'm on the road, so I don't have my trusty spudgers, which would help a lot in this situation. I was hoping that I could like get something. Man, hold on. Maybe I can wedge something. I don't want to damage some other pieces just to get this piece out. Here, this might work. There we go. Yeah, ingenuity. Thank you, Hellion. This opens up. Oh, and there's some more stuff in here. There we go. Does this turn? Yeah, so this weird scootery type thing, which I don't really recall. But it does store in the back. I mean, store meaning there's a lot of space, so you can just throw it in there. Like so. And it does close up. I should be able to do the transformation for this guy, but I want to save that for a full review to be fair to this and to X-transbots, because otherwise I might just be guessing, and I want to confirm I'm doing some of the things correctly. And again, I think I'm doing something wrong with this portion here. I feel like this is supposed to tab in, and when it came to me or came to Toy Dojo, it definitely was locked in somehow, and I feel like I'm missing it right now. Yeah, what is it? What is it that I'm missing here? But it looks good. The door does open, if anybody was curious. And just like with Hellion, he does actually have molded seats. Does he have a steering wheel? I don't know if he has a steering wheel. Oh, yeah, he has a steering wheel on this side, on the right side. As well as some dash details. I didn't even notice that before. Okay, so before I sign off, I always like to take some questions about any of the figures that I've showed off so far. And I can bring back some stuff before we sign off, and you answer a couple of very specific ones. One thing that I wanted to talk about, which I honestly didn't think I would like, but somebody had it at the booth, is the Astrobots. These guys are amazingly articulated, and we had more than a couple hours of fun doing very fun poses, very inappropriate poses, very iconic poses, like, you know, Fortnite dance poses. This guy is amazing and posable. So I'm going to do a review on this later down the line. But I just wanted to show this off because this was my first time interacting with it. And I think it just released. But he's amazingly articulated. But yeah, let's go ahead and come back. I think some people wanted to see Skylinks again. Of course, they want to see Skylinks. That was definitely the standout surprise, I would say, of the show, as far as reveals go. I can't separate it right now. I mean, I guess I could separate it, but it's I can't transform it. So it does. And this is a earlier test shot than what was displayed. There are a couple of them, but you can see this is how it separates. It has like a I-beam or T-beam mechanism, as well as a tab here that locks it into place. And then there's actually tabs and a new set of tab holes here that help lock the front in with these sets of tabs. So that wraps around and goes underneath in tabs. But you can see the chicken legs here. These are die cast, I believe, the feet. Or at least on one of them I felt that they were die cast. Maybe this is a different one. They had like 3 versions. Whoa, ooh. But you get the idea. Very articulated. This one, I guess I can show you just the transformation of the head, just because it's just 2 steps. Doing that, doing that. And again, I don't think this one has any LEDs, or at least batteries in it. No, no batteries in this one, or they might have died. I like the Insecticons from Mastermind Creations or Ocular Max. I forget which one it ended up ultimately being released as. It's a good question, I Still Function. If you wait just a little bit, you will see photos, I think, from Hard Return, Ian from Hard Return. He took some photos of Feral Rex with Skylinks, literally just less than an hour ago. His tail does come out, his double tails, but I'm wondering if there's something I'm doing wrong. Oh, yeah, so there you go. I don't remember him having double tails, but he probably did. I thought he had, like, double arms. I guess these can kind of be arms. And I don't know which way they're supposed to go in. But they're all individually articulated as well. With swivels and hinges and such. Let's get this back in. And they have to go in and out together. Maybe these are supposed to be upside down. Oh, there we go. Okay. That was the correct way. Is that right? I don't know. You guys get the idea. Let's see. Who else do you think? Okay, I don't know that. Did I miss any? Have you seen Giga Swoop there? No, Giga Swoop was not there, Kinkle, but the Giga Power Grimlock was there, and he's freaking huge. He was there with his throne, and the throne was massive. And even while sitting down in his throne, he was taller than MP10 standing straight up. So that gives you an idea of just how massive that throne, as well as Grimlock, is going to be. I think Grimlock's the tallest of the Gigapower Gigasaurs, which is, I don't think, accurate. I think he's not supposed to be the tallest of the Dinobots, but I could be wrong in both the size of Gigapower's Dinobots, as well as whether Grimlock's supposed to be the tallest or not. All right, let's bring this out real quick. But yeah, they have different transformations. So his bird mode or whatever, his dinosaur mode, is supposed to be tabbed in like this, and then his feet will come out of here and will be chicken feet, and they have lots of articulation as well. All right, anything else you guys want to see once more before I sign off? Not at the beginning. I think Azalea came in the middle, but yes, this is their Ocular Max Azalea. So this is supposed to be G1. Seems like a lot of people don't like it. I think it looks really. I think the alt mode for Rouge looked a little bit better, except for the front section of Rouge. But I really like I think this alt mode looks more clean, and it definitely fits together way better than Rouge. Some of the transformation that I got to go through was complex, but I don't think it's going to be nearly as frustrating as nearly as frustrating as Rouge is, which anybody who watched my review knows I don't think is a good figure. If you guys like it, good for you, but I think it was kind of trash. Yeah, I think she looks cleaner than Rouge, and she doesn't. I think as far as robot mode, I think that's going to be a choice up to the beholder. But I actually think overall the proportions and sections of Rouge are better, but also some sections and proportions for Azalea are better. So it really depends. Um, it doesn't have nearly as much die cast as Rouge does, though. All right. I think people wanted to see this again. Did I miss that? I think I Still Function said he came late. This is really fun. I really want to show you guys the transformation for this, but again, that will have to wait for another day. Otherwise, it's going to go on really long. And I want to confirm some things as well. But very easy transformation in all the modes. Very intuitive. Lots of good tabbing mechanisms to make sure everything locks in place. Spring-loaded or like button activated leg extensions and so forth, ratchets everywhere, rubber tires. Keep pushing this up. And again, the hidden portions are really ingenious. One of the hidden portions of Vortex, which is really impressive, are the hands. So the hands hide inside the legs. I think people have seen pictures of that before. I haven't done the entire transformation, Hans, so I can't give a fair rating of which one is harder, Rouge um, or Azalea. But Azalea with instructions and looking at other videos was still frustratingly hard. Um, Most of what I've gotten through with Azalea was pretty easy. I think it's probably going to be nearly as frustrating, or probably in the same realm as MMC's Azalea, the reformatted one, which was a little annoying, but it wasn't crazy bad. But yeah, so getting back to what I was saying about his hands are really cool because they split in half. So basically, if this was a hand, it splits in half here, and each half resides inside one of the legs for robot mode, or each half. It kind of is in this section here right now. But when they combine, they still have wrist articulation. So you would think that combining two halves, you wouldn't be able to rotate, but they have a really ingenious way of allowing you to have wrist articulation, even with being split and having the wrist be two separate parts. So that's really, really clever. I'm very curious to see how they do the feet. Any other questions before I sign off? No, don't worry about the combining hands, Tyson. Really, that's probably one of the most impressive portions. Like I said, it's two halves pegged together, so it's right here, going down the middle. So the fingers themselves, they're nothing to worry about. It was the fact that would you be able to rotate it, and you can, and it's actually really nice. You can't go 360 because that wouldn't work. Like, how would you have it go 360? But it does work really well as far as being able to rotate almost 360 degrees both ways when you combine both ways. Somebody asked for roller. Here's roller one more time. Oh, sorry. I'm not sure. But I mean, roller is so not a character that I really love, so I don't know if the green is all that accurate. But I would have to go back and look at the comics to really know. Zeta Toys Silverbolt. No, I didn't get to mess with any of that stuff. I don't know if there are actually a lot of samples that are coming back with me to the States, but a lot of them I may or may not be able to mess with. I will be able to mess with, I think, X-transbots next Bizarre Cars or Berserk Cars figure, whatever his name is. I think I'll have a chance to look at that one. Make Toys did show progress on a Headmaster. It was Brainstorm. So they so who was that? Hans, they did show Brainstorm at the third-party reveal. MP Superion, I mean, there's going to be a lot of choices. To be honest, Zeta doesn't really interest me all that much. But some people love their Bruticus so far. I'm kind of a mixed bag with them. I think some folks, like one of my friends, Ron, he has, I think, the unique toys, and he seemed pretty happy with those, at least in combined mode. All right, so if you guys don't have any other questions, I'm going to sign off for now. Again, I appreciate you guys joining, and if you guys like the live streams, I'll continue to do them. Thanks for the support. Like, share, and subscribe. I know a lot of people do ask that in their videos. It does really help. For me, it's more about continuing to be motivated. If you guys like, comment, and stuff like that, I'm just really more motivated to go ahead and create more content for you guys. So I appreciate it. Hopefully you guys had fun as much as I did, and you guys enjoyed the previews of the stuff that you didn't get to see or play with at TFcon. All right. Thanks again for Toy Dojo, to MMC, to Ocular Max, to X-transbots, to Astrobots. Who else? Yeah, I think I covered all of them, the ones I showed off. Thanks to all of them for allowing us to do this early preview at TFcon. And again, thanks for joining. All right. Thanks. Have a good one.